And we are live.
Oh my God.
Welcome to the show, Josh Balz.
I can't talk about anything. Everything we've talked about, that's it.
Oh,
That was
everything
it.
off air.
You should have been
Oh
recording.
man, I should have talked about that. I won't
Herpes.
say
So you have herpes. Do you want to talk about this?
Dude, don't say that. You're a very influential person. People will believe you. That is not
I
true.
love that so
It's
much.
not true.
So what's new? I feel like I saw you for 10 minutes a couple weeks ago when I handed you some root beer, and then I was like, see you later, gotta go. And then I feel like that's it.
Yeah, I feel like you are one of the busiest people that I know, and we'll get into all of that because you have a lot going on currently. We haven't talked in well, I saw you then about 2 weeks ago, but we haven't talked at length since I think last year around this time.
Yeah.
You joined me for my Alt Natives podcast, and we talked about new music that you're doing, releasing things like that. And obviously, I wanted to get you back because I'm on a new platform. Well, same platform, different channel, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And October is like the month of Josh Balz. I feel like
You know how happy that makes me is that people obviously not in the world, people don't look at me, but I feel like around this area, which I love, Northeast PA is my home and will always be my home. I love that people call me they know that this is fall is it for me. I mean, we do well all year round, knock on wood, but this is when I shine. I feel like people come to me and ask me for advice, and it's weird because I still feel like I'm like a 19-year-old, and they're like, important people are like, I need this thing from you, and I'm like, why? And I'm like, oh, I guess I'm an influential person. What a weird thing to be as a human, that people care about the things that I say, which is nice. So spooky time is my time.
It's your time to shine. The king of darkness, the strangest of the strange, the weirdest of the weird.
I like
Gosh,
it.
well, you understand that last year we talked, right? We did a podcast. I think it was maybe September or very early October, and we talked about you were doing some kind of park adventure with
Camelback.
Camelback, right?
Yep.
You're like, oh yeah, they ghosted me. We haven't heard about them since. And I said, yo, I'm going to tag you in this podcast. This is a huge podcast. Everyone listens, millions of listeners, and we're gonna get that going. And sure as shit, that happened.
It happened.
And I
forgot about that.
You still didn't give me my cut.
Hey, this is my cut. I'm doing your show again. Actually, you know what? I got screwed a little bit. I did like the opportunity. I loved it, but it was just I got very overworked, and I got there and I'm like, hey, it was on a literal mountain. I did the mountain coaster at Camelback. I made the haunted coaster. And I dressed it. I hired actors. I did all this stuff and designed it and all these things. And I was like, hey, I need a truck to get up and down the mountain. They're like, oh no, you can't drive our trucks. And I'm like, well, can I have someone drive me up and down? They're like, oh, you can have someone for 2 hours, but that's it. And then I'm like, I was literally lugging things up the mountain, and I didn't. I mean, I made money. It was cool, but I don't think I made enough money.
Yeah.
So I was bitter. So they offered it to me this year, and I said no.
Oh wow. Well, you're big time now. You're even bigger than you were last year. You got lots going on.
I'm doing okay.
You're doing all right. I don't know when you sleep. I don't know when you find time to enjoy alone time and things like that, because you were very busy. And I was going to actually start with your past, because I said to you, I don't know you, Josh Balz, prior to the Josh Balz that owns the Strange and Unusual.
Yeah.
I know your history. I know that you you were in the band Motionless in White, and you're no longer in that band. But I wanted to talk quickly about, and maybe for my listeners that may not know you or know who you are, a little bit about, how that even came to be. Just you can paraphrase it, whatever you want to do. But I mean, that's a big time band. They're doing great things. Obviously, that kind of, I think, jump started, who Josh Balz is today, outside of your hard work, obviously. But I mean, how did Josh Balz become a member of Motionless in White and tour the world and all that kind of stuff?
Well, it was September 10th, 1989.
Sweet.
My mom pushed me out of her vagina.
Fantastic.
And
I like this.
Yeah, and then I became Josh Balz.
Josh Balz.
No, I mean, it's even prior to Motionless. Like when I grew up and I wasn't a well-off human being. We didn't have much money and we didn't have a pot to piss in. When I joined Motionless, I was living in a trailer with my father, in a trailer park. And it was crazy that like this opportunity was put on my lap to join this band Motionless in White, which to me was already then, because they were a local band then,
right?
But they were a cool local band. Everyone they're like, oh, that's cool, you know, especially with my world. Like I loved like bands like him and Slipknot and Dimmu Borgir. So it's like I was like, this is cool. Like this to me, that was like insane. When they asked me to play with them, I was just like, this is that was the highest I thought I was ever going to be in my life. I was like, that's it. I was like, I get to play with this cool band. I get to be in a band. And like, I sucked as a musician, but they were still like, we'll help you get to where you need to go. And I was like, oh, amazing. And it kind of started there, which is amazing. And it really did define my life and who I am. And I have, you know, to the end of this time, I sent a text to Chris and I said, it's weird because I haven't listened to Motionless in years and years and years and years, because I fucking was just like over it, you know, for a while. And I drove to Pittsburgh a couple months ago and I put on the Creatures album and I was like, holy shit. I was like, it brought so many memories back because I like squashed them. I was over it. I was like, next chapter. I'm not Josh Balz Motionless in White. I'm Josh Balz Strange and Unusual. Like I'm sick of people being like, oh yeah, you're Josh Balz from Motionless in White. I was like, how do I make Josh Balz from the Strange and Unusual? Because that's 100% me. You know what I mean? And then when I listened to Creatures, I was like, holy shit. I was like, it brought back so many good memories of the guys in touring in vans and, you know, buying food off the dollar menu. And it really did, like, it really built who I am. And I sent a text to Chris and I was like, hey, thank you for dragging me along for all those years. I really appreciate it. It was you know, it was a great experience and it's made who I am today. And it's so important. And even like the fans that still are still fans of all of my things now from those days is so important to me. And I even like, I'll see people in the store and they're like, fans will come to the store, come to wherever, and they'll be like, hey, is it okay if like I take a picture with you? I'm like, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. So I was like, I will literally like whatever you need is, and I always say yes. And it's still crazy that people still want to take a picture with me, even though I'm a giant loser. But no, to answer your question, it was a huge part of my life and it defined who I am today, because it was a decade of my life. Anything that you give a decade to is a part of a definity of your life.
And why did it end? Just over it, like just
yeah,
done?
I mean, at some point me and Chris we were just fucking bumping heads, and it felt forced to be there. It was turning into a business and instead of like fun. And I had Strange and I was like, you know, in a relationship and, you know, I had a house, and Strange was doing really well even then. And I had 2 locations. And the day when I was on tour and I was just like, man, I just rather be home right now, was like the day I was like, I'm just done. And that was it. There was no like, we didn't fight and I quit. We didn't like battle and I got fired or something. It was just like, I literally called Chris and I said, hey, I'm just done. And that's it. And he's just like, are you sure you don't want to do another tour? Like we have another tour coming up next month. It was like Falling in Reverse and Issues. And I was like, no. I was like, I need to focus on this new chapter of my life. And we're just like, it was honestly, I remember having the conversation because I remember he's like, why didn't we become better friends? And I was like, because we put business before friendship. And that was kind of how that happened. And that's me and Chris have have very like personalities. And that's the issue is like, we were just like, we're both leader human beings. And he was just, obviously he was the leader. And I was just like some shithead, just trying to be like, listen to me. My voice is important kind of dude. So, I mean, I was definitely a shithead too. So.
Well, I mean, you were young too. I mean, you're still young. So you're talking a decade or
hey,
more.
I turned 32 last month. Thank you very much.
Wow, you're halfway dead. Yeah.
Hey,
it's wild to think that you're, you know, because I've known you for probably 4 or 5 years now. And it's wild to think about all the things you've accomplished and all the world that you've seen. You know, dated back to like your early 20s. It's like you've done things in 32 years that other people will never do in their entire lives.
It's weird because I always have these. If I get like a weird idea or a weird like fucking itch, I'm like, okay, let's figure out how to do this, and I just go. I mean, there's no secret recipe to what I'm doing. Is knock on wood. I mean, I've had very good luck. All the projects that I've been working on have been like amazing and have been flourishing like super well. And that's not me. It's just that I think people understand the passion that I put into it. And they understand that. So it's like it I don't see it as difficult because I'm just like I've always just, hey, how do I figure this out? And I just figure it out.
Yeah.
So
But you're also part of it. You're not like this, corporate guy with money that just kind of throws money at it and has these businesses. You're part of it. You're in it. You're working the 12-hour shifts or 12 hours plus. I mean, especially now with everything else that you have going on. I mean, Strange, I'm sure you have a great staff at Strange and Unusual. But I mean, you still have to be there and monitoring things that are going on in your businesses, because so you have Strange, and then you open Steamy Hallows inside the Strange and Unusual. And for those listening, Strange and Unusual is located in Kingston, Pennsylvania. And Josh opened up a coffee shop called Steamy Hallows 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago.
I think three. I'm going to say three.
We'll go with three. Who knows?
2 or 3. I don't know.
Okay. It seems like a long time.
I know.
Maybe not that long. But recently you said that the Steamy Hallows got a name change.
Yeah, I think.
Or at least I've seen that on social media.
It's called Strange Brew now. It was one of those things where it was like a natural progression of I wanted to be able to not be pigeonholed in the Harry Potter world. I wanted to be able to do, like, if I want to do a drink that was named after, Alice Cooper or John Popko, I can do that, and I just felt like I couldn't. So Steamy Hallows, I had a partner, so I had to keep kind of things in the realm of what they wanted it to be, which was, I mean, obviously I own the majority of it, but it was still like we were reporting to each other and we didn't really see eye to eye. So it was just one of those things where it was like, it was just time to flourish into something that is different, because they want to expand and do a lot of locations where I love where I'm at. I love Strange, and I don't have the bandwidth to be doing other locations either. So it was either try to figure out keeping the name and giving them a percentage, or just letting them go and do all of their locations and me not be involved. And I just changed the name. And I changed the name, and I was worried that people were going to be like, oh no, it's something else now. But literally nothing has changed. If anything, we've done more business now, which is, again, knock on wood, I don't know what's happening, but business is great. And thank you, whoever's listening to this that supports my business. Thank you so much. But yeah, so the name change was just natural progression. Everything's the same, just a name change. I added some like, you can grab like salads now. I have Lunchables, which I thought was hilarious.
Like for real Lunchables?
Yeah, like you can buy Lunchables, which is funny. I don't know why, but I was just like, this is funny. We should sell Lunchables.
Yeah, why not?
It's funny because you can get a nice high-end latte and a Lunchable and sit there and eat it, which I just thought it was hilarious. The trailer trash in me thought it was funny.
There you go.
And then we have like nice drinks. Like we also have Parlor root beer now, so it's like it's a little bit more expansive of a menu now with Strange Brew.
Well, I feel like I can come in there now because like I am not a Harry Potter fan.
How dare you?
Just throwing it out there.
I feel the hate mail.
Yeah, I felt very strange going in there with Harry Potter, and I was like, I can't support this. But now I can. So we're good.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I'll come for coffee and a Lunchable. I was kind of going to try and go on a timeline, but you mentioned Parlor root beer. And I feel like I may know something about that. You may have your hand in the beverages game outside of just coffee. Parlor root beer. Josh Balz.
Whoever fucking thought that I would start a soda company? What a world we live in.
Again, I don't know when you sleep. I mean,
I sleep a good 6 hours a night. Like
I don't know how it's possible.
I get solid sleep because I mean, I have a girlfriend And that's the I need to focus on me here. I have a girlfriend, so like she kind of tells me to shut off. And I mean, I'm still like, if my eyes are open, I'm on my phone working, which I need to learn how to put down. We actually had a conversation about it yesterday. She's like, you need to disconnect and live in the now, like with world. And I was like, fuck, you're right. Like, and I have such a hard time doing it. And it's because I'm wired very, I don't know how I'm a fucking robot of some sort. That I'm wired differently, that like I love working. Like I love, it's mine, you know what I mean? So like all these things are mine, like they're all my companies. So like obviously I have some partners, you know, like in Parlor and stuff, but it's my company. Like I own you know, it's like, and when you're passionate and you love what like your thing, you just want to work on it. Like that, and that's what I want to do. So yeah, Parlor was this something that was you know, John Phillips hit me up and was just like, hey, it actually started because he asked me about retail because he wanted to do like a soda shop. And I was like, he's like, you want to partner with me on a soda shop? We'll do like a cool niche. Because I like niche things, obviously.
Sure.
And I don't drink. I'm very, very straight edge. And he's like, he's like, you want to do a vintage soda shop? And I was like, fuck yeah. But I was like, I don't know, because Ballyhoo exists and I love Ballyhoo. So, and we kind of fizzled a little bit. And then we're just like, it's like, what about starting a root beer company? And I was like, okay. And I just said yes. And then now, you know, 8 months later,
It's amazing too, because John Phillips I've known also for a very long time, and
shithead. Yeah, shithead.
no, that nitwit's doing root beer reviews during the pandemic to pass the time, and I say nitwit with love, John. But they weren't. Yeah, every week or so he's doing these
the root beer reviews that no one watched. Let's be real, John. No one watched your root beer reviews. I never watched your root beer reviews, and I have a root beer company with you.
I wanted to say that, but I'm like, I have a podcast that no one watches or listens to, so I was like, I better tiptoe around that a little bit. But yeah, so this John's doing these root beer reviews, and all of a sudden, a year later, Parlor Beverages pops up, and it's John, you, Chris Jones, which is a very well-known entrepreneur in northeastern Pennsylvania, and this guy that's in a band that no one's ever heard of, Aaron Bruck from Breaking Benjamin. How about it?
Yeah, that band fucking sucks.
It's crazy. It's just, I mean, I've only met and talked to Chris maybe once or twice. Aaron and I used to shut down bars 10, 15 years ago. Same with John Phillips. And obviously, like I said, I've known you for a few years, but like, it's just crazy that all these people who have always been very active and doing really big things or have like kind of merged together to start a root beer company.
Well, the thing is, like, I only want to hang out with my friends. Like, I only want to do things with the people that I want to be around. And like, that's like, you know, well, I'm sure we're gonna dive into Noir as well with, you know, and Steve, like, who was my partner in Noir. Like, I love Steve. He's a great friend, and the reason that came about was because we're friends and we were just sitting like, man, we should open a goth bar. That'd be cool. And that's how it happened. You know, same thing with Parlor was this like, you know, we're friends. I mean, that's what it really comes down to. I mean, Chris Jones is a fucking sweetheart. Aaron is the nicest human being on the world, in the world. John Phillips is a psychopath. um no, but like it's a great group of human beings, and when we sit in a room we enjoy ourselves, and that's what's so like, we're passionate about the brand. It's like, even today, like it's 8:45 at night, and I'm obviously I'm in my office, but I was just talking to John. We're talking about what we want to do for Christmas, like how we want to fuck with people, like doing root beer plushies and like weird fucking shit that says like fuck Santa, drink root beer, like shit like that, you know? So it's like we love root beer, you know, we love the brand, we love you know, everything. I love how it came out, from the packaging to the bottle caps to the bottle necks to the shipping kit. The shipping box too is also super customized, and so it's like it was a big labor of love, and everybody that was involved was so great and so perfect. You know, we hired a company called Posture, which knocked it out of the park with a lot of the stuff. So it was just a labor of love, and everyone is so pumped. And it was crazy because we released it, and it went fucking crazy. Like we sold so much root beer that I was like, we're gonna have to order more root beer. Like we thought we had like a year's worth. We were worried because like the shelf life is like a year and a half, depending on how you store it. And we're like, oh, I hope we don't have root beer left in a year and a half. We have to make a second run next month, probably. It's been 1 month.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, you guys came out of the gates hard with it. And I mean, you went from releasing it to hitting up some of the biggest rock festivals with some of the biggest bands in the world. And considering the fact that these festivals have not existed in a year and a half, it was very well played on your part as far as when it was released and how it was done. So
I think the team we have is just perfect. It's like we have so many connections because what I mean? Like Aaron being in Breaking Ben and me being in Motionless, like the rock, and our niche is rock. Like that's our bottling is tattooed people, and like it's a little more attitude. So it's like who's the better people to hit first in the rock world and the metal world? And so we just like shoved it down their throats in the best way, and they liked it, which was the craziest part. Like people were like, holy shit. Like even Chris, like it was the first time I've seen Chris in 3 years when I did an interview with him at Incarceration Festival. And he's like, listen, this butterscotch is fucking unreal. And I was like, and coming from him, like we don't talk very often. We talk like once or twice a year, like via text messages. That's about it. For him to just be like, I drank 6 already today. I was like, it's amazing. Thank you. So it's like it's not only a great product looking, but it holds its fucking value in as a liquid is it's untouchable as a root beer. And I'm gonna go on record and say that we have the best fucking root beer that exists on planet Earth.
okay. I mean, I've had it. I mean, it's good. It's very good. I've had the butterscotch and I've had the regular root beer. I haven't had the birch beer yet. But yeah, it's good. It's very good. But I was gonna say, it's amazing too that you've been able, like everyone says, don't go into business with other people. And I feel like that's all you've done. And it's not with, okay, I'm gonna do all these different things with the same person. It's I'm gonna do the coffee shop with whoever that was. I'm gonna go do this root beer company with 3 other people. You mentioned Noir Dark Spirits, which is a goth bar in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and you're working with a guy named Steve Masterson on that. Um, how do you manage to do all of this with all these different people when people tell you for years don't go into business with people because it won't work out, you'll end up fighting with people and all that
It's
kind of shit.
true. I mean, it's true. I mean, it's one of those things where it's I had a salon in the which no one knows this, but I sold the salon. It still operates as what it is, but
You sold Batty Fang?
yeah, no one knows that.
Oh boy. Well, my 2 listeners will.
But I sold all of my shares to Tatum, who is
Oh, no kidding.
who was also a partner. It made sense. Like I was an initial investor, and I just was putting up money, and I helped design the space. Well, I mean, I did design the space, and I built out the space and stuff like that. But as it started growing, there was no place for me in a salon world. Obviously, I have no fucking hair. I do get my nails done, but I just felt like I wasn't a help for them. So you know, it's I was like, Tatum,
This is yours.
this is your ship. You man it. And she was running the place anyway with I was a glorified maintenance man at that point. I was just like coming to help change light bulbs like when they couldn't do it, or putting in something, or like moving stuff around. Like at that point I wasn't it was just a well-oiled running machine. So it was just that there's no place for me, and I felt bad because I do have 19 other fucking businesses, and I was like, this one is one that should be um basically handed off.
Right.
So it's still the same what it is, just take Josh Balz out of it. It's what I built, and now it's just running, so which is nice. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, partners. So yeah, sometimes it doesn't work out, and it does suck, and it's a lot because I have a lot of group chats, which is fucking horrible. My email is a mess because it's like I hired an assistant a couple months ago, which is great. Like that's amazing.
Hashtag rich.
Yeah, it's nice. It is nice to be rich. I'm not rich. I wish I was rich.
Well, that's
Um,
that's the common misconception that people think that, oh, you must be rich, but like your money is like invested in these things that, you know,
and
eventually over time, yeah, it'll come back. But
I'm hoping in 10 years I am a wealthy human being. But right
yeah,
now I'm broke as fuck. I'm not broke, but like,
yeah, you're not rolling
yeah,
yet.
yet.
You'll get there. Maybe you are. I mean, I've seen the car. I've seen the car. People have seen the car. Did you sell that yet? Is it sold?
Yeah.
All right.
How about I sold it and the guy smashed it 3 weeks later?
Oh no.
Totaled it. Totaled it.
Oh
I shouldn't
no.
have sold it. It was a mistake. It was sitting in my garage one day and I was like, I'm not gonna drive this like as much as I should be. I love driving my truck. So it was like a fucking, $100,000 car sitting in my garage just collecting dust. And I was like, I'm gonna sell it. I called a company and they literally came, picked it up, and like they put it on the lot like to consign it to sell it. And I was like, I probably won't sell. I'll just pick it up in like a month. And it fucking sold. And I was like, ah.
Man.
And then the guy was a fan, which I found out. So we became friends on Facebook. And then 3 weeks later posted a picture of the totaled car.
That sucks.
A smushed supercar.
Man,
Yeah.
that's a bummer.
Yep.
That's a bummer. But
It's his fault
right.
now.
End of the story is Josh Balz is not rich.
Yeah.
Yet.
And yes, you should start. So the thing is, if you're starting one business, do it by yourself because you can do it. Like you can do it by yourself. But when you start multiple businesses, you need help. And that's basically like, I couldn't have done the root beer without John Phillips, Aaron, and Chris. I couldn't have done Noir without Steve. Like there's no way because there's only one of me. And that's the issue.
You also started Noir. I think you may have like purchased the building of the business like
In the pandemic. Yeah.
during a pandemic. Like,
yeah.
I mean, how smart is that?
It was the best idea I think I've ever, one of the best ideas I've ever done because I got a really good deal on the building. One, because commercial real estate was shit. But I was banking on us opening in 3 months because I thought COVID was going to end in, whatever. So I ended up sitting on the lease, sitting on that building for 6 months before we were able to open. So, but when we were open, people wanted to fucking go out. So it was a great move. In my opinion, I think it was a great move.
Okay.
I mean, we're sold out most of the time. So, I mean, I think it was an okay move.
Yeah, that's a great move. So talk a little bit about what that is. I mean, you said it's a goth bar, but what can people expect from that?
I do hate saying goth bar because I don't want to push people away because I feel like people see goth and they're just like, all right, cool. Like they're thinking like black leather 1980s, like gothic, evil, like satanic shit, but that's just like very far from the truth. Noir is just an experience it's just an experience. It really is. You go in and it's like the back bar is a giant altar, all lit in red. We have dim lighting and all the tables are custom made coffin shaped. Our platters are skulls and coffins and crosses and things like that. So, but that is the only part of gothic thing is it because besides that, I mean, our food is delicious. Our chef Dave is like top notch. He's like great, and then like our drinks are super fun and they taste awesome. I wouldn't know because I don't drink them because I'm not I don't drink, which is also hilarious that I own a bar and I don't drink. But no, it's an experience and it is dark, but it makes you feel like you're in the city. You know what I mean? It's like, which I love. Like I want people to love Northeast Pennsylvania, and that's like what I want to bring here. I want people to be like, oh, I want to go visit the city. Like, no, you don't want to go visit the city because you're here, and I'm going to bring the city life to you. Like those weird things, those quirky, weird things that are every block on the city.
Yeah,
that's not in Northeast Pennsylvania. Like strange. No one would have opened a Strange Unusual in Kingston, Pennsylvania if it wasn't me. You know what I mean?
right.
No one would have opened a goth bar in Scranton, Pennsylvania if it wasn't for me. You know what I mean? Like, because I trust this area and I believe in this area to be able to go outside their comfort zone and enjoy staying and doing weird shit.
And Penn Ave, which is where Noir is in Scranton, that's a cool little street.
Everybody there is awesome, and everybody's there is so nice. Like all the business owners.
Yeah.
Peculiar Slurp is there. AV is there. 16th Ward is there. I think Harry's called the cops on me once, so I don't know how I feel about them yet. I haven't met them. John Basiliga is opening a place, I think, like down a little bit across the street.
Oh wow!
I actually talked to him about reopening that damn theater.
The
art house.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
John's doing great things too. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know when that guy sleeps. He's
Yeah,
completely, rolling the dice on Scranton. And
yeah. Me and him, we talk all the time about like we're like, what are we gonna work together? Let's do something together. And then the question he always is like, what do you want it to be? And I'm like, oh, don't ask me that question. I have lots of ideas. I told him I want to do it. I want to open an amusement park in Scranton.
he's our guy. He's your guy.
I know. I told him I need $20 million.
Oh man,
Which
that'd
is
be
fair.
something.
That's
Oh,
the right amount of
sure.
money.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, who knows? And we had music parks before. We had at Harvey's Lake.
I actually hit up now it's gonna slip my mind from the asshole. What was in Drums? There was a amusement park in Drums.
Was there?
Yeah, I forgot the fuck.
I have no idea.
And then there was also one in like Music by Music. Fuck, why can't I think of either of their names?
I don't know.
I messaged the people that own the land. I was trying to. No one answered me. Because I was gonna like, what the fuck? I'm gonna Google. Hold on.
Well, there was it Glenn something Glenn?
Oh, Rocky Glen.
Rocky Glen.
Yeah. So I messaged them because I want to try to buy that land and reopen that amusement park. But no one fucking answered me.
Huh.
I probably just didn't take that. Rocky Glen amusement park. Yeah, old Rocky Glen theme park is in music. So I want to find out who owns that. I want to potentially, see how much it would cost. That's like one of my 10-year plans is an amusement park.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got to talk to your buddy who used to own Top Dog. He was like involved with Rocky Glen too.
He doesn't like me.
I know. What a shame. Dan Kozlowski.
Is that who he is?
Yes. Dan Kozlowski. Give Josh the rights to the name for a weekend.
So I hit up John about reviving Top Dog, and because he was working with the owner of Top Dog, and I said, hey, I would like to buy the name off him, and he basically told me to fucking kick dirt.
He did. He says he's funny.
Tell him to do something original.
Come up with your own ideas. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I said, Dan, I'm like, I used to work with him, like you said, and I'm like, dude, like, just give us the name. We'll make a bunch of money, and you can have some money too, and do nothing.
Yeah.
Nope.
Because how cool would it be to bring back fucking Top Dog?
Yeah.
Because I'm so nostalgic. I love nostalgia. So I was like, fuck, let's bring Top Dog back. Let's bring an amusement park back. Like, let's make Northeast Pennsylvania a fucking spot to be, Nope, he told me to fuck myself, basically, which is cool. I respect him. That's cool. It's his prerogative.
Somebody started making T-shirts with Top Dog on it, right? They just started doing it, and he had to like kind of go after them. Yeah. I'm like, Dan, you can't let that happen. Oh, I don't care. I'm like, Dan, you can't let that happen.
Hey, if he doesn't care, all right, Top Dog 2.0.
No, he'll come after you. He cares.
I will.
Tell you
Without care. If I don't have the respect from him, I don't want to do it then.
Yeah. What a shame, though. I mean, you're the guy to do it.
I would think so. I would kill it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Fucking cheap hot dogs.
I've never been at Top Dog. I grew up in the country, so
little Top Dog coins. I would get those reprinted. Oh.
Yeah, never been there.
The hot dog suit.
Yeah, I think he still has it. It's not in tip-top shape.
I'd have to get it remade. Let's not talk about it. It's making me sad.
Well, okay. Well, instead of that, what else you doing? You're doing you have Horror Hub, not Horror
Horror,
Hub, horror. Horror is a hard word to say.
horror,
Horror,
horror.
Horror
So
Hub.
Horror Hub is awesome. It's something that a friend brought me into the company, and it is basically an Amazon for all things horror. We sell everything from masks to props to horror clothing to vintage VHS, everything that has to do with horror. Like, we are that platform. So we're basically like the Etsy and Amazon of horror. So if you're looking for something unique in the horror world, like, that's where to find it, which is really cool. It's a really fun thing I've been developing for like it's been close to a year, maybe like 7, 8, maybe like 8, 9 months. We actually just lined up a deal with Hot Topic, which is really cool, and some other cool things that we're going to be rolling out. It's in kind of still in development. It's still beta. You know, we probably have 1,500 products on there, so it's a live site and it's working and it's churning. But you know, we're still like ironing those bugs out, pushing to the next level, and you know, trying to make it a machine. Like, you know, basically just give Jeff Bezos a run for his money.
Yo, if anyone could take down Jeff Bezos, it's you.
Yes.
I want to see Josh Balls flying a fucking dick-shaped rocket.
Hey, they're gonna be balls shaped.
Well, no, you are balls, so the dick and you dick and balls, so it's perfect. I think
I'm sitting in the back, just
your head shaved. You know,
Yeah.
it's perfect.
incredible.
If anyone can do it, it's you. You'd
Yeah.
have to do it. But and people can go there and get costumes and stuff like
Yep.
like for
So
Halloween.
it's just horrorhubmarketplace.com. So you can go there, get all the things, anything to do with horror. That's the place. We have masks, we have costumes, we have dildos, we have I'm just kidding. I don't have dildos. I'm trying to see if you're listening,
dildos.
you know?
No dildos. Josh
This
is
isn't
the dildo.
Pornhub, this is Horror Hub.
Horror Hub. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have that, which is nice and fun.
Yeah.
What else do I got?
Well,
You know-
you're also like have a show with these musicians.
Space Zebra show.
Space Zebra. So yeah, you're online shows too on Twitch, right?
So yeah, I go live 3 days a week on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/DW presents. So what we did is we started we started as a podcast actually. And then we moved over to Twitch because it was such more of like an interactive platform. Like, we can interact with fans, and it was actually really super fun. And we just did it for fun for a while, and then we partnered with DWP, which is Danny Wayne Presents. It's the US's largest music festivals. So when we teamed up with them, it was like a no-brainer, because like a big part of our thing is featuring unsigned artists. So what we do is we actually just crowned a winner. We did a bracket for 4 months, and then we had the 4 winners battle to win a spot to open main stage, to open up for Metallica in Florida, which is insane. Like,
Yeah.
And Metallica the other day, so our stage, we have our own stage at these festivals, which is a Space Zebra stage, which a lot of people don't know about because you guys aren't at the festival. So we have a Space Zebra stage, and Metallica headlined the Space Zebra stage, which was unfucking real, to be like, hey, Metallica's playing my stage. It's
Right.
whatever. Like, fuck.
That's crazy. And again, you're doing this 3 days a week.
Yeah.
And how long does that go for?
2-3 hours.
Again, when the fuck do you sleep? How do you have a girlfriend? How do you take care of a home? How do you have a
hates me.
dog?
I don't know why she
Our
even
dogs.
likes me. I
Yeah.
have dogs. Yeah, I have animals. I have
How do you do all
five
this?
5 animals. I have 4 houses,
A church,
11 cars,
a church.
a church.
What's going on with that?
I'm going to make it a production studio,
Okay.
which is cool. It's fun. We're gonna do like trussing lighting, so you can rent it and shoot a music video. You can do photos in there. You can record a podcast in there if you want, like a background of some sort. You know what I mean? Like, giving people options.
I'm looking for a studio instead of my.
Are you home, or are you at the off or at the?
I'm at home. This is my bar.
I see that Scott Nichols light.
Yep.
Love Scott.
He's the best.
No, it's fun. It's nice. It's one of those things where you're just like, fuck.
I'm looking for a studio.
It's possible. We'll talk about it.
All right. We came up with some good ideas post podcast last time.
See, it all connects.
Well, last time we had a perfect name for a drink for Noir.
What was it?
I don't remember.
Fuck.
Remember, like we talked about it, like that's it, and then like you didn't open for like 8 months after that podcast.
I guess I should probably listen to it. I listened back to it.
No, we didn't.
Oh, it was after.
It was after. Yeah, it was after the whole thing because you couldn't talk about it back then.
You know, it's funny. Like we're doing our fall menu, we've been working on it. And one of the things on it is called the Corpse Grinder. It's like a hoagie, but I just love that name so much.
The Corpse Grinder.
Yeah, that's it. It's a well, you'll see it when it comes out. But I love being able to name things, and I think that's like the best part of Noir is coming up with name. Like, so what I do is basically we don't even come up with the dish first or the drink first. We come up with a name first and then build it with what we think it's supposed to look like, basically, which is super fun because I don't drink. So I don't know. I tell them like, so I did a new drink that we're going to come out with like next week, I think. I was like, I want to do a bobbing for apples drink. And I was like, I'm going to buy cauldrons. So you have these cauldrons and then inside of apples. And I was like, make a drink. So I gave them that idea. And then so now it's like a whole like pumpkin, no, like an apple sangria kind of situation that smokes and it's in a cauldron, comes to your table, you can share it. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely an experience for sure at Noir. I mean, I've seen videos of people, taking like glass tops off of their drink to
taking their tops off.
Yeah, tops off. It's bar by day and topless bar at night. I don't know.
Don't say that. I need to have a business to run. All right.
Right. Sorry. You could trash me and say I have diseases.
Yeah, herpes. We know.
And then tomorrow now today is October 5th. This podcast will come out probably next week. So the news will be out, but and you shared it today as well. So it's not anything people doesn't already know. But you're like your own line of NFTs or?
Yeah. So tomorrow I'm doing a live thing, which you guys will see. It'll be a couple days from when this is posted. Doing a live thing. And then the NFT line gets launched, I think 10 a.m. on October 8th. So probably by the time you guys see this, it'll be open and hopefully it's not sold out by then because we have a very limited amount of packs. And it's something that, again, a friend came up to me and was just like, he was just like, hey, do you want to do your own NFT line? I own this NFT company. Like, we'll do all the work. We'll help you. We'll guide you, help you design it. And we'll take like so basically it's an NFT line of a lot of my personal collection and stuff from the store as well. So it's a strange and unusual NFT collection. So we've been working on it for about 4 months, just crafting them and making them awesome. They're so fucking cool. Like, it's just like regular still photos, but some of them spin, some of them have like crafting where it's like, I guess I can say it because it'll be live by then. Like one, like there's a human hand in a jar and the hand actually, they crafted it to move and it's fucking awesome. Like one of the guys that works on it has worked on like crazy movies. Like, I'm sure this is wrong, but like Avatar as like a, whatever, an animator thing like that. So like it's a high budget NFT line and the quality is there and it's amazing. And it's like, it's so unique. And I just wanted to dive into that world of digital art because I thought it was so cool. I was like, what is this? And I was so intrigued and I would look into it and like I started getting into crypto and I started getting into, a lot of things, but I was like, what's next? And I was like, man, I don't have an NFT line. So let's develop one.
An NFT is non-fungible token.
Token, yeah.
Token. I keep wanting to say transfer, and I think it's like it's like a bank term. I keep wanting to say, but yeah, that's a whole bizarre world.
It's really different, but the people that are into it. So the way I did it is I didn't want to sell $200,000 pieces of art. Like, so what I'm doing is a pack. So like, it's basically trading cards. Like if you get a Pokemon pack or a Topps pack, like you get this pack and you buy it for I think one pack's $15 and one's $30. super affordable for everybody. And so
Sure.
there's a limited amount of packs of this pack, and there's a limited amount of this pack. So when you buy this pack for $15, that pack will open up and you'll get cards basically inside. And so those cards then are yours on the blockchain. So you own that digital asset. It's really unique. It's really cool. So it's like, but then you can trade it on the blockchain, do things like that. It'll be on Atomic Hub. You can actually, if you go to the strangeunusual.com, scroll down, there's a little bar that says NFTs, click on that, it'll take you to the site. So, which is actually really cool. Like, you don't have to just have Ethereum or any kind of you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You don't have to have electronic money. Basically, you
Right.
can actually buy these with a credit card and get, you know, because a lot of people don't know what NFTs are. So I wanted to make them affordable for people to try. Be like, oh, I own an NFT. I own a Strange Unusual NFT, and
Right.
you know, someday this might actually be worth $500,000, but I'm getting it for $15. Like, I can't buy them. I can't get them. I have to buy them myself.
I was going to
To
ask
own
you,
it
like,
on
so
the
like
chain.
if I buy them for $15, right? Can I like, so I own this NFT, and like you come along and you're like, dude, I gotta have that. I'll give you $20 for it.
Basically, so you put it on the
Okay.
chain, it's on the blockchain, and so it's what happens is when they all sell out, they go to the secondary market. So that's when stuff gets a little crazy. So it's like
Right.
when you get to the secondary market, this piece might be worth, you know, you bought it for 15, might be worth $200. You know, so it's like, but and then there might be a super rarity that's a one of one that you want to get, but this
Right.
guy is now listing for $100,000. You know, so
Right.
it's like it's awesome. There's so many like redeemables. Like, we're actually doing one where it's, if you craft to this certain point, you can actually take it, bring it into the store and get percentages off, or you can get a free t-shirt. So it's actually really fun. Like, there's a lot of crafting and fun stuff. Like, I started getting a little addicted to it, and it's fun. It's entertaining. It's like playing a video game, but making money.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. It's like the concept is interesting for sure. And it's all digital. So it's like on your phone, like a computer, website,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. It's just on your,
It's in the,
it's right here.
yeah, it's right here. Who would have thought? Would you did in your youth? I mean, you said you grew up poor, and like, I mean, did you ever imagine any of this? Like, did you aspire to be any of this? Like, again, like none of this happens overnight and by complete luck. You said you've been lucky, but obviously you have to kind of be in the right place at the right
I
time.
work my ass
You
off.
work
Yeah.
very exactly. You work hard. Again, I'll go back to the fact that I don't know when you sleep. Um, I mean, yeah, I can't imagine you thought any of this would even be real.
I had no idea that I would be doing the things that I do today. I had
Yeah,
no idea. Like I said, the top was when I joined Motionless, I was like, this is fucking sick. Like, this is amazing. This is everything I wanted. I wanted to be in a band. I wanted to have fun. Like, and that was it. It was literally the first fucking 3 months of Motionless. I thought, I was like, well, can't get any better than this. Like, and now, like, you know, that grew into a fucking machine. Like, Motionless is a fucking machine, like,
yeah.
huge. And you know, now all my businesses are doing very well. And it's crazy. I never thought I wanted to be a fucking archaeologist. Like, I love dinosaurs. I love science. I think it's an amazing thing. That's where I thought I was going to go. I thought I was going to possibly be like a history teacher. And then I thought I was going to go into the military. I wanted to be a pilot. Here I am. Never would have thought.
And with the good times, there's also the bad. And obviously, the past year and a half,
Fucking
COVID,
shit.
worldwide pandemic, obviously has a negative impact on your every business basically that you have. You know, you got to figure. Strange probably took a little bit of a hit. Noir was an extreme delay on the opening of that. But also, I mean, and if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But you seem like such a positive and upbeat and happy and go lucky person. But at the same time, I know you. You've also experienced a lot of great losses in the past year, maybe even less than a year. If you want to talk about it, you can.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it fucking sucks. Like I don't, I've been, it's crazy because I put myself in work and it really sucks that I don't have like, I've made it who I am and I shelter and I block out a lot of things. You know, I talk to my girlfriend all the time. She's just like, you're going to work yourself to death. You're going to give yourself a heart attack. You're going to like, and I was like, I thrive on it. I was like, I love working and I love like growing and I feel like it's amazing. She's like, you need to stop. And she's like, you need to realize that like when I early COVID, I lost my father to a heart attack. It was like a week before his birthday. So it was April 5th or something like that. And it sucked. It fucking sucked. I didn't know what to do. And it was COVID. So like we couldn't mourn, we couldn't get together, we couldn't do anything. It was to went to the like a viewing was me and my sister because that was allowed. It was so early in COVID that we couldn't have like a proper anything for my father. So I didn't grieve it correctly. I cried and for like a couple of days and that was it, you know, because I didn't have anybody except for my girlfriend who, you know, thank God she was there. I would have fucking, I don't even know what I have done because I just, you know, she just basically was there for me the entire time as I fucking just melted into oblivion, which was the worst. And he was my best friend. You know, I always talk about like, what am I doing these things for? Like, what the fuck am I doing these things for? Like, who am I trying to prove? And I wanted to make my dad proud because you want to make your father proud. And that was it. And I didn't have a real relationship with my dad until I was older. And we became really good friends. And he was always there for me when I was like, hey, I need to like build this thing or put up this wallpaper or whatever. And he was always there. Like it sucked because I bought a house in Mountaintop and it was built 130 years ago. So it was a lot of work. And I remember the one day I was like, everybody was at work and it was me just, I was painting and I was like, I really need help with this one thing. And I went down to my phone and I was like, the person I would have called was my dad. And I literally laid on the floor and cried for about 8 hours because I didn't feel it. And it didn't hit me until like, I knew it was like, oh man, he's really gone. And this was like months after he passed, you know? And then shortly after that, my cousin passed away. Her body just shut down, just stopped. Just that was it. It was like one day they're like, hey, your cousin Crystal passed away. And I'm like, what? It's like she's 39.
wow.
She was really young and her body just shut down, just stopped. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? The next day, my uncle passed away of cancer. So that fucking sucked. He was like the sweetest man that's ever existed. He was always, whenever I started something or did something, he would always like congratulate me, all this stuff. And it was great. And then fast forward a little bit, my sister passed away of cancer as well. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? Because she beat cancer, but then she, you know, went back to her body and it fucking sucked. Like I was on FaceTime with my sister, like watching my sister pass away. It was the fucking worst. And like I don't know how to grieve because it was like you have a grieving process, but as that grieving process is happening, other people are dying. And it's just none of it had to do with COVID either.
Yeah.
So that was another thing. It was like, oh, was it COVID? Like every question, I was like, no, fuck you. Like it, it was other things. So it's like, that was a thing. And then recently my fucking dog died of kidney failure. He was, if anybody knows me, like I fucking love my animals more than anything in the world. And I went away to Pittsburgh, came back. He was having a rough weekend. I think my girlfriend knew. And I got there and he was like really weak, didn't want to stand up. So I laid next to him. He literally died in my arms, waited for me to come home to die in my arms next to me. And I fucking lost it. I was like, this fucking sucks. But you know, it's one of those things like, I don't know how to grieve. I don't know how to be sad. I don't, because the thing is I have other people's lives I have to account for now. Like I employ like a lot of people, which is crazy. Like whoever gave me that responsibility is a fucking idiot. So it's like I had to realize I had to put on my fucking big boy pants and be like, all right, I have bills to pay. I have families to feed. Basically, like some of my employees have children.
Yeah.
Like that's terrifying. So like I still haven't grieved. Rarely, barely. It sucks. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to grieve. I'm horrible at it. You know, thank God the people around me are so great and so like everyone knows me, for my girlfriend, who's, Jacqueline, who's a fucking saint and is always there and always like, it's like, hey, you need to have emotions, like figure it out. I'm like, oh fuck, you're right, to like all of my employees at Strange, all employees at Strange Brew and Noir, and the people that work for Parlor, and the people that work with me at HorrorHub, and my co-hosts and producers at on Twitch. Everybody's just so like, we're all a family, so it's like they are always there. So it's amazing. But it was
Yeah.
fucking hard. It sucked. Like even talking about it, I'm getting fucking sad. It
Yeah,
sucks.
and I'm sorry. I felt it was important to at least acknowledge the situation, only because
It's a part of my life.
it's part of your life. It's part of who you
It's a
are.
part of my life. Yeah.
People unfortunately deal with that every day. Not to the extent of you losing that many people in that short of a time frame, but I wanted to address it and have you talk about it if you wanted to, just because you said it's who you are, it's part of your life, and but you're able to continue to push on and push through, and that takes a lot of will, I guess you
And
could say.
people have fucking bigger problems in their life. Like people can't eat. Some people can't
Yeah.
afford to eat. Some people don't have other family. Like, obviously fucking half my family died this year, but I still have family. Some people are alone, and I'm well off, knock on wood. Like I can't fucking complain. I can't be a complainer. Like who the fuck am I to complain? So it's
Yeah.
like, to be able to, I'm sad. I'm fucking sad every single day. I'm depressed just like a like a normal human being, but like I channel those and I put them into art, which is my businesses. Like
Yeah.
I'm not a talented person. I don't think I had this conversation with my girlfriend. I was like, because we were watching American Horror Story, and the new episode, the new season, if you take this pill, if you're talented, you become extra talented. If you're not talented, you turn into a fucking like weird flesh eating zombie kind of thing. And I was like, Jacqueline, if I take that pill, would I be one of those zombies? I was like, am I talented? She's like, Josh, what the fuck kind of question is that? And I was like, it's true. I was like, I don't have talent. Like, I don't have a measurable talent. And she's like, you're an idiot. And I was like, I don't know. And I was like, but when you think about it, it's like my art is I that's why I'm so passionate about the things. So I'm like an artist
Yeah,
when it comes to building and just I fucking
super
packed.
creative.
Yeah. Thank
I
you. I
mean,
appreciate that.
dude, I mean, no one, and you take risks. I mean, you said it before, there's not everyone would do that. Not everyone would open up a Strange and Unusual in Kingston, Pennsylvania. Not everyone would open a goth bar in Scranton, Pennsylvania. But we need people like you. We need people to, bring value to this area. People who aren't afraid. The old saying goes, no risk, no reward.
It's true.
So it's we're lucky that
Honestly, anybody listening, just fucking, if you have an idea, just if you fail, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Like I know, like we've had this conversation before. It's like, if you don't risk, then you're not living.
Yeah.
If you don't fail, you're not going to succeed. Like it's just life.
Yeah.
You have a kid, unfortunately.
It's not unfortunate. Not for me. Not for me. He's I'll tell you what though. Just 2 nights ago, I spent 4 hours in the ER. First major injury. And I should say major. I should use that word loosely. And he's fine. He likes to throw himself off the couch. Thinks he's being funny. And as much as I tell him not to do it where he was doing it, he's 3-year-old, almost 4-year-old kid doesn't listen. So he did it. He threw himself off the couch and he hit his ear and his head off the corner of the coffee table. Blood immediately. Wasn't sure of the severity of it because I couldn't see if there was a cut. It was just bleeding so much. So I ran to the ER. Luckily, he just needed like a steri strip and some glue, and he's fine. He's acting normal. No head trauma. Knock on, everything's good. But
Yeah, which is actually kind of funny that you say that. Is like I did the same thing as a child. I guess I jumped on the couch and I went through the coffee table.
Good.
And my dad told me a story. He's like, you went through the coffee table as like an infant. And he's like, I literally, because he lived in Wilkes-Barre, got by I think it was it right there, Geisinger? whatever was there. I mean, I
Mhm.
think it was by Hollenbeck, so I'm guessing it was guys or some other hospital. He's like, I didn't even think. I grabbed you and ran a mile to the hospital. He's like, I didn't even get in the car. He's like, my first instinct was just to run there because I didn't know where I parked the car.
Right.
So I went through the glass table. My dad picked me up and just ran me to the hospital. I guess I was fine.
Yeah.
It just ruined my face. That's why it's
Yeah.
so ugly.
That's for sure. That's for sure. But yeah, so he did that, and
So
that
he's
was
okay
exciting.
though, is what you're
He's
saying.
fine. Yeah, he's fine. But
Were you terrified?
oh, dude, I'm in the kitchen, right? And I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at anybody, but I'm in the kitchen just cursing. I'm like, God damn it. God damn it. Yeah. Because I mean, he's you know, he's to me, he's like your pets are to you.
Yeah.
And it's just like if anything ever happened to him, I don't know what I would do. I know you hear stories of people losing their children at
Yeah.
a
Fuck
young
that.
age, and you know, I don't know why. I don't know. It's not that I think about it often, but like I'm like, if anything ever happened to him, I wouldn't see a reason to live anymore.
Yeah. I
And I
mean,
don't know
it
if I'd,
makes complete sense. I mean,
yeah,
it's tough. I mean, obviously you figure out how to fucking deal with it, but it's that weight is always there. That one thing that you see that reminds you that you just
well,
that's
yeah,
it.
and like you talked about you wanting to be, your dad to be proud of you. Like I'm in the reverse situation right now. Like I just want him to be proud of me. Like he's too young to like have that feeling. I think, but I just that's all I think about. I'm like, am I doing enough for my family? Am I providing enough for him? Like, do I spend enough time with him? Like, um, am I on my phone too much? Am I just present enough? And it's just like it's like constantly, and it's like, am I present for my wife enough? Like, am I in? It's a constant questioning, and you go through a pandemic, and he's in like daycare, so he's around other kids, and you're hearing stories about kids getting COVID and things like
I
that.
mean, the
Like,
only thing you're gonna have to worry about, I mean, you have to worry about your kid eating some other kid's poop. That's the severity of life right now. Nothing's gonna happen to him
I hope not, but I
except
mean
him eating someone else's
I
poop.
yeah, I mean, I guess I would prefer that than him getting sick and getting hurt, whatever. I don't know, but that's all I think about now. So it's
Yeah,
like,
that's fair.
yeah.
You damn pessimist.
Well, man, you're busy. I don't want to keep you much longer. Just want to say, as successful as you've been and continue to be, and you've always been able to like just maintain a sense of humbleness about you, and you never get to the point where you're like, oh, like I'm Josh Balls, don't you know who the fuck I am? Like, you're doing this for me, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your day. But our area is lucky to have you, and guys like Chris Jones and John Phillips and Aaron Brock, another guy. He's in a major rock band, and he hasn't forgotten where he came from. He's one of the nicest dudes I've ever met, and I am honored to be able to call him a friend and you a friend and everyone that like just again like I started this podcast because I wanted to talk to people like you who are bringing and adding value to where we live, because there's a constant story. There's nothing to do. This place sucks, and I think that's everywhere. But I'm thankful for people like you that are continuing to make this area somewhere that's worth being a part of. So thank you for everything you do. I really appreciate it. Um,
Well, thank you. That makes me feel good.
yeah, man. I mean, you know where I am if you ever need someone to talk to, especially with you know losses or anything. I mean, I lost my dad 15 years ago too, so it's like it's not easy. But if you ever need someone to talk to, it's please by all means.
I'm coming over.
All right, we'll sit in the hot tub.
I have a hot tub too now.
Yeah, let's fucking do it.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. That's so sick. No, thank you. I really appreciate it. It does make me feel good. I try to, like I said, I don't just do this for myself. I like to do, I want people to have, I hate when people say, I want to leave Northeast Pennsylvania and go to wherever. I want people to be like, man, I can't wait to go to Northeast Pennsylvania. Like you have people travel 4 or 5 to fly to Strange and Unusual, that like travel 6 hours to Noir. Like I want this place to be the fucking it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm Like that. What's that Wolf of Wall Street? I'm not fucking leaving.
One thing that you said too that I wanted to like just say is really cool because you said that you feel responsible for other people's lives in that, you know, they have bills to pay, they have families. So you feel like you have this, I don't know, like you owe them something and you know, you want to make sure they're taken care of. Like I think as an owner of a business or businesses saying that, like I don't think people really understand that enough. Like I work for a guy now, Dave Maloney, and he's yeah, he's the best, and he's always like some of the things I've heard him say, just like, you know, I have people that I need to support, and I help, you know, I employ that many people, and they depend on me. So this business can't fail, and I need to like make sure that I'm the best I can be every day for them too. And it's not a cocky thing to say that. It's not like, oh, I'm, you know, I'm responsible for these people. It's the opposite. It's just something like really, I think, powerful. And I don't think, you know, people have, you know, work for people who don't appreciate them, or maybe they're not shown that, but like they don't understand that employers go home every day and they do think about that. They're not going to tell you every day that like, oh, you know what, I'm working here because I have to help you support your family. It's like, no, that's not how it's communicated, but that's how they feel when they go home.
Yeah, I mean, I was so proud when I remember the one day I came into the store and one of the girls bought herself a new car, and I was like, man, I employ this person. I employ this person. And then
Yeah.
like another one got a new car, and I was like, oh shit, now I need a new car. What the fuck? No,
I'm
but
paying this
no, I
person way too much money.
if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have what I have because I can't do it all myself. So I mean, I appreciate them, and they know that. Like, there's been times where like, hey, I need to borrow money, not an issue. Hey, I need help with something, not an issue. Like, I literally changed Erin. Erin is like my number one at Strange. Like, I changed her brakes behind the store because she came there and they were like grinding, and I was like, you're not leaving. I'm gonna go get the parts. We're fixing your brakes here at the store, and so you don't have to like be worried.
Good for you, man. You're an asset.
I'm a shithead.
You're not.
But no, thank you for having me.
No, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to see what you do next. Um, and I look forward to seeing you again, man.
Amusement park. Let's hang out soon.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, get some sleep.
All right, bye.
All right. Thanks, man.